My part 3 of factoring and finding roots of polynomials video. So this is in fact the most important video out of all the 3 parts, and in this our learning objective would be to factor polynomials using different techniques. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so let's recall what is factoring from the previous parts that we've done from the previous video. So factoring a polynomial, this is going to be our agenda in this video, and that basically means to express that given polynomial as the product of other polynomials. Now in the session today, the different factoring techniques or the different factoring methods that we'll be working on are basically going to help you to factor different polynomials, mostly trinomials, having 3 terms, and this is going to be a very important session, a very important concept for all grades. It is useful from grade 8 till grade 10. So please stay glued to the video, and if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So the first factoring method that we'll be working on for today is the most easiest one and the most common one, and it is called the factoring polynomials with a common monomial factor using GCF. So if you have a polynomial like the one that I'm going to be just showing to you in a minute, you will always look for a common factor. So in whatever terms the polynomial have, it is a trinomial, it has 3 terms. Whatever is going to be the common factor, you take it out, and that is the first method using greatest common factor. So there are going to be basically some steps that we are going to follow when we use this method. Step 1 would be to find the greatest common factor, or the GCF. It is also called as HCF or GCD. Though the names are different, but the meaning is same. Next step, you are going to divide the polynomial by the GCF. So you factor it out and remove by dividing the polynomial by that GCF. The question is the another factor in this case. And finally, in the last step, you express the polynomial which was given to you in the question as the product of the questioned and the GCF. So these are going to be 3 methods that we are going to be using, and let's understand this with the help of this example. So as you can see here on this slide, this is basically a trinomial which is given to you. It has 3 terms. The first term is 6c cubed d. The second term is negative 12 square d square, and the last term is 3cd. So these 3 terms are given to you, and we need to first of all look into what is the common factor, what is the GCF of these 3. So that's basically a step 1 to get the common factor or the highest common factor. So from this term, the first term, the second term and the third term, I hope you all can easily make out and understand that the GCF is going to be this term. So in step 2, you divide by GCF or you take it out as a common factor. So now what you are left with after you do the factorization is 2c square minus 4cd plus 1. So you can basically write this whole given polynomial as the product of the 2 factors. The first factor would be the GCF and the second factor will be the question polynomial that you get. So your answer should look something like this. The given polynomial is equal to the product of these 2 factors. So this is how you solve a question on factorization using the concept of GCF or GCD or HCF. Now I want you to try some questions on your own. So here are some questions. All of them, they will be solved by the same factoring technique that we just learned, that is the GCF. So let's look at the first one. Again, it is a trinomial and it has 3 terms. So I want you to take out the GCF of the 3 terms, and I'm sure you all got it as 3x. So when you take that 3x common inside, you are left with, let's do it one more step here. So GCF is 3x. So you are left inside with what term? Let's see. So 3 needs to be multiplied with the 2 to get 6x cube and with an x square. So that's the first term. Then you have plus, 3 is already there, so we just need an x more, negative sign, and then 3x is there, so we just need 4. So this is going to be the factor form of the first question with 2 factors. The first factor is the GCF, the second factor is the question that you got. Let's move on to the next one. Again, this is quite an easy one. It's a trinomial having three terms: first term, second term, and third term. And the GCF here is very easy to identify. It is 5, just the number 5. So when you take that 5 out, inside the quotient is x square, left with a negative sign 10. 10x you need, so you are left with, let's remove this number. So you need 10, 5 is already there, so what more do you need? You need another 2x, and 5 is already there, so divide 35 with 5, you get 7. This is going to be the question. That gives you the factor form. Last one has three terms again, and we need to take the GCF. So first we'll take the GCF of the numbers. So 16, 8 and 12, the GCF is 4, you take it out, and then the variables. So for variables, it is x cube, x square, and x to the power of 1. So the highest common factor is x out of that. Then you move to y4, y square, and y cube. So y square is going to be the GCF, z1, z cube, and z squared. So that's it's going to be the GCF. So in this case, the GCF comes out to be 4xy squared z to the power 1. So that's what you take out, and inside you are left with the question. So these are the two factors, and I hope you've understood how to take the GCF and use it for the factorization of polynomials. Okay, so now we move on to the